and blessings, love and light, kings and queens. Welcome to another episode of QueenUp. I am Lady Nicole, and I am here with my beautiful, lovely royal representatives, Harmony.
Hi.
Dr. J, Kim B.
Hello.
And we have a beautiful guest co-host today, Miss Royal.
Hey.
Welcome, ladies. I am so excited to see you all. How have you been?
Great. Wonderful. Peachy.
Good. That's always good to hear. So let's dive into our first Queen Quality segment. We're going to be discussing reality shows. Are they your guilty pleasure? For me, the answer is very simple. Yes, it is a guilty pleasure. So I do not watch a lot of reality shows. I think with everyone, you have to kind of decide what level of ratchetness you can handle. And for me, I think I'm just tap dancing right on that line with the Housewives of Potomac. So I have been watching it since it's been on TV, and this season is crazy. Okay, so this season kind of focuses on a character named Monique, who has been kind of battling with the other ladies and so forth. And there was actually a physical fight that broke out. Now, we do not condone violence. Violence is not the answer. You should always try to walk away. But let me just say this, Monique, I understand. I completely understand. So behind the scenes, she's been dealing with people trying to plot on her family, spread rumors about her children, and just kind of mess up her brand. And, you know, when you have someone in your face who's constantly provoking, and, you know, you're like this close to someone, who knows what could happen. Now, as much as I think that we're all queens, and I consider myself a queen too,
Amen.
but a queen will protect her family, her man, her throne. That's what Monique did. And I'm sorry, I think that I probably would have done the same thing. Would have taken my crown off, climbed off of my chariot, and dragged that little girl just like she did. Now, I'm not saying that it's right, because you are responsible for your own response. However, I understand. I truly understand. And, you know, you watch these kind of things and I'm like, I'm a Black woman supposed to be uplifting other Black people. Why am I watching this? And I'm not going to watch next week. And what happens? Sunday, honey, I got to turn the channel. What is going on? So now they have the previews of the reunion show. It's a 3-part reunion. And guess who will be watching every night? Me. So yes, reality shows are my guilty pleasure. And I do have to admit, I don't watch all of them. I'm a big fan of like Cooking Network and HGTV and things. And recently, my husband and I started watching Masked Singer. It's actually pretty good. So that's my spiel on reality TV. What do you think, Dr. J?
Well, I have to say that I was in that camp for a long time. I just didn't have time. It was just too crazy. And so I guess I started out with Atlanta. That was just too much. And that's just off the chain now.
It is.
So that is not on my list. No offense. But Potomac, I really enjoy. I think as long as we understand that it's clearly entertainment.
Right.
And I think that essentially it has to be really, really hyped up. This is not everybody's life. I think there are things you identify with. Like I had to look at each character and say, well, who did I really, really like? And I think there are characteristics of all of them that I like. And Candace, I don't know that I would have taken off my crown. However, I get it. as far as her issues. Exactly. But I really appreciate Karen, because I feel like Karen at least is acknowledging that, you know, that Monique has some challenges and she's standing by her as a friend. So I really feel like I can identify with her. Giselle, I mean, she's very entertaining.
Yes, that is a nice word.
But she's a little messy.
Yes, she's very messy. And there's no need to be, you know, there's just no need to be. Like, I just feel that, you know, there's so many women there with different experiences, but they're all beautiful. They have a lot going on, very intelligent, just work together.
Yeah.
No, it's entertaining without a doubt. But I think the thing that I think about is, though, these are people's lives at the same time. So how do they navigate that without crossing the line? Like I think about Ashley and her challenges in her marriage, and here's a child, a baby, and all those things. And the people that were formerly on the show, like Charisse or Katie. I mean, what's going on with them now? You Google them and you're like, oh, sorry about that. And so the point I'm making is that as long as we understand it's entertainment, I think it's great. And I think some of the others are a little bit edgy for me, but
I agree.
To each his own, but it's nice to see representation.
I completely agree. So Kim B, what do you think? Do you watch reality TV?
Well, I didn't know this was reality until I talked to you, but I love Christy Knows Best.
Oh, Chrisley, yes.
Yes. With Tide and Faye, I just love them.
Nanny Faye is hilarious.
I love her.
She is so funny.
It's just funny. It's entertaining. I love his parenting style. Even though he has some money, he doesn't have a maid and a nanny.
Right.
He's children some solid family values.
Yes, he does.
That's what I really like about that show. But because of this segment, I decided to look at something, and it was the Braxton family values. I said, oh my God.
I forgot about that. Yes.
So I've never seen it before, and I thought the foundation, they were going to mention, the father was a minister. None of that.
Yeah.
None of that. So everybody just seems to be doing a lot of fornicating and nonsense.
A lot of entertainment, right?
Yeah. Nonsense.
Yes. Yeah, and there's some people who look at it and think that it's nonsense. Mm-hmm. And then there's some who, are just on the edge of their seat every time that it comes on. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and speaking of challenges, like Dr. J said, that we have to realize that these are people's lives, that, Tamar, I know that she she experienced some difficulties this year, or was it last year or whatever?
That was the segment. That's the only thing that was like serious, she had some depression issues.
Okay.
And, he tried to commit suicide because that was the segment. And so I felt, sad for her. I'm a woman, doing a lot of different things, trying to be a hero. So that was the only serious message, but it was different.
Okay. What about you, Harmony?
I'm not really into reality TV shows. I always looked at, some of the shows like Atlanta Housewives and things of that nature. I always called it more so like a museum of social decay. It uses like shame, humiliation as like the core appeal. And there's enough of that going on out here, degrading women and bashing women. And, we need more uplifting shows like we have.
Yes.
Uplift women, that build women. And I understand that there are some people who are immune to that type of environment. But to me, I feel like it's just a way to, I guess, glamorize like vulgarity and just materializing things. So for me, I would opt out on it because even though it's entertainment, it can be contagious.
Yeah,
the behavior can be contagious, and we already have enough of that in the world as it is.
Yes, we do.
Those African American women. So I don't watch shows that promote that type of behavior with other women, even though it's still contagious. Bad behavior is more contagious faster than good behavior. So I just opt out of shows like that.
True. What about you, Miss Royal?
Well, I don't watch it either. I have watched them because the majority of the people in my lives watched them. So I kind of sometimes would force myself, but I didn't, I was a part of a church for a period of time, and certain things, I went through a period where I didn't even listen to what they call now worldly music.
Okay.
But as my daughter was growing up, it's like I had to begin to merge things to create a balance.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, there are some shows I did enjoy watching, Housewives of Atlanta and stuff. But I like Harmony was saying. I think it has to be a cutoff for me with my spirit, you know, because things happen. You know, I went through a lot with my daughter in school where some of the young girls, their moms watched those shows, and the girls would bring that behavior into school and fight it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went through a lot of that with my daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, speaking of reality shows and Mean Girls, we're going to have Kim B and Harmony let us know how we should handle mean girls or mean women, you know, how to rise above the shade.
Right.
Okay, let's hear it, Kim B.
Okay, well, starting off, first of all, my name Kim stands for Keep It Moving. I don't really deal with mean girls or mean women. That's not a part of my sister circle. My sister circle are women that are positive, movers and shakers like myself. So I just cut people off at the kneecaps and keep it moving.
That's right.
So I really don't have too much to say about it because I don't tolerate it. And I don't have to in my mid 50s. You know, I know who I belong to, I know who I am, and I know what my purpose is.
That's right.
So
I like that, Kim B.
You know, I'm the same way, Kim B. I try to live up to my name, Harmony.
That's right.
People around me in my surroundings, in my circle, if they don't bring harmony, if they don't have happiness in it, you know, out of the 7 dwarfs, if you dopey and shameful, you got to get out of my corner. But I try to understand a person's intention. You know, I like to believe that no one is difficult just for the sake of being difficult. You know, so even when it seems that, you know, the person is just out to get you, there's always some underlying reason as to what's going on. And sometimes I will entertain it if they're family, if they're close friends, or if there's someone that I have to interact with on a day-to-day basis. You know, I'll try to dig deep and see, okay, you know, did I do something to you? You know, because it could be something that person may not be as outspoken. And they may not be able to express themselves, you know, thoroughly and say, you know, I don't like it when you say or do this. So I usually try to get some perspective of where the energy is coming from. And then I may kind of, you know, get advice from maybe like Nicole or someone, and I might say, you know, let's get a different perspective and look at it from a different lens. This is what the situation is, and this is what I deem the situation is. Give me another perspective for someone else who is wise as I am or wiser. So I usually try to get that. And then after that, if that doesn't help, then the person's just difficult. And I'm like, you know what, you cut off from the neck, from the neck on down. And I try to give a person the benefit of the doubt. But for the most part, I'm a loner. I stay to myself. I'm very introverted. I like being a loner because it keeps drama down. And I have a very small circle.
So, well, Harmony, thank God for people like you, unlike you. You know, and I'm very transparent. I don't have to put up with it, and I won't. And, you know, I'm going to still love you from a distance.
That's right.
But I'm going to keep
you all know that's
I'm going to stand on that to keep it moving.
Right.
That's right.
For the most part, I do my part. I do my part by trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I also try to do what God asked me to do.
Amen.
It gets to a point that I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to let you take the wheel because this person does not belong in my vehicle.
Okay. That's right.
I think the reality that everybody has a story and we don't know their story. And I think to Harmony's point, it allows us to gain some perspective as to why they may act that way. That doesn't mean I need to spend all my time with you.
That's right.
That's, you know, be mindful of that and give them grace, you know, as we've been given grace.
And everyone deserves grace, but grace runs out. And also, you know, keep in mind that everyone's entitled to a bad day or maybe even a bad season, you know, and you deal with them accordingly. You know, I believe you the first time, basically, you know, and what I do is, you know, even if I do decide, okay, well, let me try it again, I still remember your deeds so I can, you know, govern myself accordingly, you know. So I do agree that you kind of have to give grace a little, maybe a little leeway or whatever. But I also believe that even like as Christians, we always want to see the best in people. But please remember that sometimes the devil is just the devil. Sometimes people are just mean. Sometimes they did mean to say what they said. Sometimes they meant to be jealous. Sometimes it is just what it is, you know, and we can't just always make excuses because sadly, there are some women out there who just can't vibe with other women for some reason. And let me just say that there is enough room in the queendom for everybody. You know what I mean? That pretty girl syndrome where I could be the only pretty girl in the room. So if I see a Harmony walk in or a Kim B or Dr. J or Miss Royal, I got an attitude because they have something going on that I don't, you know? And then we're
don't.
Right, exactly. We're to say, you know, what God has for me is for me. If you really believe that, then why are you behaving the way that you behave? Because I don't know what Harmony had to go through to get what she has, you know. I don't know what Miss Royal has to go through to keep all of those hats that she's wearing, you know, because she's so busy, you know. Kim B has a business. I don't know what it takes for her to run her business and her employees, but when you see the manifestation of all of those blessings, then, you know, sometimes women want to
come out of
attitude, you know.
You know, it's really hard to not become, it's really hard to not become what you're fighting. You know, it's hard for you to not treat a person the way that they treat you. And so when it gets to a point where it pulls your energy in a different direction, it's time to go back to midline and just, you know, act and fade that out like they don't exist, because they will pull your energy down and pull you into their planet Mars or Jupiter, and before you know it, you left Earth. You're like, okay, how did I get this far away? So yeah, I totally agree with your mantra, Nicole.
Yeah, I mean, I just, for me, it's just better. You know, I'll cut you off and love you from afar. I have no problem with cutting you off for my sanity, and I have plenty of references to who can testify.
Amen.
I don't have a problem doing it. Okay, ladies, yes. So I think that is a consensus, you know, throwing shade and all of that other petty stuff is just not okay. That is high school stuff. Mean girls, sadly, sometimes grow up to be mean women. And we don't have to entertain it or whatever. We'll pray for them and keep being fabulous. That's what we do.
Amen.
Okay, so listen, we're going to keep moving on. So we all know that we are in the spirit of Christmas, the holiday season. We have a lot going on, but there has been an age-old question that we are going to settle right here and right now. Okay, so we know that a lot of people can't travel because of COVID, but what we can do is eat, right? We always like to eat.
Yes.
See, so when you are preparing your meals for the holidays, or you're visiting your grandmother or your parents or aunt or uncle, and they're in there cooking, when you get to the house and the food is prepared, what is more important?
Macaroni
baked macaroni and cheese or the turkey or ham? And I'm with Kim B. Don't you mess that macaroni and cheese up.
That's right. That mess up the whole meal.
Exactly.
Mac and cheese.
Yes. So, okay, Dr. J, mac and cheese. What about you, Miss Royal?
Mac and cheese.
Yes.
Definitely it's the mac and cheese.
Yes. What about you, Carmony?
I'm the same way, mac and cheese. Everybody can't make mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the turkey and the ham, the ham kind of makes itself. You don't have to do much to the ham.
You don't have to do too much to it, right?
Turkey just needs a little bit of seasoning, but that baked mac and cheese, when you put it in your mouth, you know the first bite, you like, oh, or you like, oh, yes.
Yes, that's what, yes, exactly.
I think we have a consensus.
Not just mac.
Right.
Cheese in it.
Yes. Right. Okay, so keeping in that holiday spirit, going in the same vein, holidays, you know, we exchange gifts, people like to get gifts. A lot of people like me just like to go shopping to give gifts. So have you ever had a situation where you were given a gift that you did not like? And if so, how did you respond? Okay, Kim.
And I think this is a surprise for you because I don't think you know this ancient Chinese secret. I received an engagement ring on January the 1st in 2012, and I did not like it.
No, ma'am.
So I told him that it was a friendship ring. He told me it was engagement ring, but you don't know anything about it. And how many years have we been friends? So what does that mean? It was not an engagement ring. It was a friendship ring.
Why didn't you like it?
Oh, because at my age, I believe that God is going to bless me with a man that I'm going to be able to see the stone, and it's not going to be diamond dust.
Oh, poor thing. He tried.
He tried.
So it's not the thought that counts?
It is. It was. But don't say it's an engagement ring and it was too small. And I said it was a friendship ring.
So when you said it was a friendship ring, what did he say?
We was going back and forth like crazy people. But since you don't know anything about it, that should be tell you something, right?
So did you give the ring back?
Absolutely. Because when I cut you off, I don't need anything that you giving me. No.
It can be. All right. Miss Royal, have you ever gotten a gift you didn't like?
Yeah, a few times. I don't even say anything. Only one year I did, and that was when I turned 30 because my mom and my sister had bought me a gift, and I don't know what it was, and I didn't like it. And I just told them that, I was 30 and, I can at least, demand something right now, But
so you told mama she had to do better with the 30, with the gift for your 30th birthday.
I don't know. I guess it was really important to me when I turned 30. So, but most of the time,
did you hurt her feelings? What she said?
I don't know. They changed it. They know. Okay. I never do that. I'm just. I don't know. I don't. If somebody gives me something and I don't like it, unless it's my boyfriend or something like that, that's different. But otherwise, I don't really make too much of a deal.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I probably wouldn't say too much. I think I would just be gracious. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Maybe try to re-gift it so it won't be wasted on some, on me. Maybe somebody else might like it. Because just because it's not my taste doesn't mean it's not somebody else's taste. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't want it to be the gift that keeps on giving. It just keeps passing along to give back to me. So I don't know. So I try to be real, intentional about who I re-gift to, if that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, I think most of my gifts I really kind of enjoyed. I think maybe a while ago I got something and, I don't want to say that I didn't appreciate it, but it's almost like, good and well, I can't fit this, right?
Wow.
Who did you buy this for? Because you couldn't afford this for me. I haven't worn this size since I was in high school. So I can't even fit a thigh into this. So who is this for? So other than that, I think that, I'll just kind of just go with the flow, just smile and say thank you. Thank God that I have a husband who is intentional and thoughtful and purposeful about my gifts, and he does research and he takes his time to make sure that every time I get a gift, birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever, it is something that I enjoy. So I'm really thankful for that.
Yes.
What about you, Dr. J?
I think my answer is the same as yours. I pretty much go with it. I mean, if a person's really, really close to me and they keep pressing me, did you like it? Did you like it? I mean, at some point I kind of have to say, well, I really, really, really appreciated it, but no. But no, for the most part, I go with it because I feel like somebody did put some thought into it. It just wasn't what I wanted, necessarily. Right. So, yeah.
Harmony?
I have regifted, as you said, I have regifted, and I regifted to someone who was a little less fortunate.
Okay.
And they, their expression and gratitude was, I would say, skyrocketed. So I have regifted. I have been giving a gift that I did not like. And I did kind of turn the tables to like, okay, what were you thinking about when you bought this gift for me? What made you come to the conclusion that this was something that I like?
Right.
And they're like, oh, well, I kind of thought blah, 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 blah. And I kind of looked at maybe your earrings or something like that. And I kind of thought, and I go, okay, well, I really appreciate the gesture. I appreciate it. I was like, but to be honest with you, I'd rather save you money. I was like, it's not something that I like. I really appreciate it though, because you took the time, the energy to put into thinking about me, to get me something, because you didn't have to.
That's
so I
right.
appreciate it. But I have to be honest with you, it's definitely not something that I like. So do you mind if, you either take it back, get your money for it, or, if I regift it, because I don't want to take something if I'm not going to have use of it. And I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, but this is just the truth behind it. So I literally have to be truthful. And that's only happened one time, praise God.
Right.
Because I don't like to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right, of course not.
But I would say, and in the near future, if you want to get me something, you want to talk to somebody that knows me, or you just put it in a gift card. That way I can just go and get whatever it is that I want, because I don't want anyone to waste their money. And, I kind of give a person a hug and like, thank you, just to kind of make sure that I'm not hurting anyone's feelings.
Okay, well, that's good. That's really good. I think that for the most part, we all are, gracious about the gifts that we receive, understanding that no one is obligated to do anything for you. Right. So, we do appreciate the gifts, and like Harmony, if we get a gift that we don't like, regifting is not necessarily a bad thing, being a blessing to someone else.
Yeah.
So now we're still in holiday spirit. Okay, ladies, now Santa has a list. I know. Are you on the naughty list or are you on the nice list? I think that I should be on the nice list. The year is not done. I've done a lot of nice things for people. I've thought some naughty things, but I did the right thing. So I think that I should be on the nice list. What about you, Dr. J?
Well, I asked my daughter and she said, no, Ma, I think you'll be on the nice list. Now that could be because she wanted something. No, I'm kidding. I really think overall I'm probably on the nice list. It's been a tough year for everybody. And I feel like I've had to have a lot of grace, and I've tried to give grace. And so with that being said, I'll go with the nice list.
Okay. Miss Royal, are you naughty or nice this year?
I would say generally nice.
Generally?
Yeah, generally nice. I was, as you were talking, I was just wrecking through my brain, trying to see what situations I may have been in that, someone else may think that I was naughty.
Yeah, that's something to think about, right? Just because we think that we're not being naughty, somebody else might say, no.
Right.
You was wrong. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That's an honest answer. That's what we like. What about you, Harmony?
It lies in the power of the Heavenly Father, but I do know that I do my best to treat people the way I'd like to be treated.
That's right.
And so I have reason to believe that it would be the nice list, because I take my shirt off my back to help anyone. So I know that my blessings are definitely in heaven with God.
Can be.
Well,
I'm a little nervous about your response. I don't know.
This year, I am definitely on the nice list. Nice list. I have been giving back to the community since everybody has been locked in. I've been really looking after the senior citizens. I've been sending groceries, taking groceries to people who cannot come out due to health, reasons, or so I believe this year my community service initiatives has definitely put me on the nice list.
Absolutely. Okay, so it seems like we're all on the nice list, at least so far. And I know that QueenUp, we should all continue to be on a nice list because we have a campaign that we are trying to bless as many people as we can. It's our Blessing Bag campaign. We actually touched on it our last episode, and I just wanted to just be a reminder to people that we are still giving out blessing bags. These are bags that you create in your own time, in your own way. You could use a Ziploc bag, you could use a gift bag, an old handbag, and just fill it with toiletries, socks, hats, gloves, resource materials. People need different things. So if you see someone in need and you think that you can meet a need, please do so. And also, please make sure that you take a picture and tag us so we can see what you are doing. Please take a picture of the bag or the things that you're putting in the bag, not necessarily the people or the person that you are gifting with the bag. We want the focus to be on the bag, not the people. God knows what you're doing. God knows who you are being a blessing to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on the internet for the world to see, everything, but God definitely does know. So that is a good thing. We are all on the nice list. Okay, so we have a special guest with us. Her name is Renee Mickens. She goes by Miss Royal CEO. This woman is just amazing. She is a curvy girl model. Do that, girl, because I saw you on Instagram. Your pictures are beautiful. She is a publicist, a marketing specialist, and a promoter. She wears so many different hats, and she definitely is a queen. And she is here with us today, and we want to give her an opportunity, one, to introduce herself and just to let us know some of the things that she is doing in the community. And let's hear from her.
Hi, thank you for having me. You women are wonderful. I'm loving the discussions. Oh my God, it's so mature. It's so lacking in this world. But yes, my name is Renee, and I go by the name of Royal. I got Royal from the Bible, and I think it's First Peter where it says about it calls us a royal priesthood.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just took the priesthood off and kept the royal for business purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I originally had it as royal priestess, and that's where I got it from.
Okay, so we're all about royalty, and we love the name here at QueenUp. Okay,
right. So that fits. Yes, absolutely.
So tell us, what are you working on now?
Let's see. Right now, I recently, within the past, I think 6 months, maybe 8 months, been added to the team for the Hip Hop Boulevard organization.
Okay.
And it's a company that they, put resources together for the hip hop legends. So they do award ceremonies. Sometimes they do lunches. Right now, they're working on a Christmas breakfast. There is an award ceremony that takes place every year, but this year we haven't been able to have it because of
COVID.
Yeah, so well, we did do a luncheon that was very small. We had hand sanitizer, face masks, and everything. And some of the hip hop legends came out, like Kool Herc. The CEO is Al Pizarro, and it's a lot of great things going on. So I am on the research team for that, and I compiled a list of the nominees for the awards.
Okay,
Yeah.
so actually that sounds great. So let me ask you, you wear so many hats, you're involved in so many different things. How do you balance it all?
Well, it's very difficult, but it's kind of intertwined.
Okay.
So it's kind of not that difficult, but the difficulties lie in, like, if I have to be certain places, which, now everything is done online, it makes it easier. But I balance it in a way that I'm not, like the Hip Hop Boulevard stuff. I'm not doing that every day, like maybe one day I'll dedicate to this. If I have a few different projects going on, then I'll take days and just allocate it to whatever it is that I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, I have that. And then I have some music artists that I work with that I've been promoting their music. And I have some people that I work with that I kind of get them connected into other podcasts for interviews.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so you act like as a manager? Is
no,
that what you're doing?
no, that's more the connection, kind of like publicists in that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
And then that's not going on all the time either. A lot of the stuff that I do is like people, I don't know, people just, they see what I'm doing and then they want me to work with them on a project. So it's kind of organic, and it's kind of, I don't know, like I love to do it for one. That's another thing. It's not a burden. I started this, well, how do I explain this? The company that I started originally doing public relations or marketing was when I was in church, and I was on what team was that? We used to do the overheads, the projections and stuff like that. Right. So yeah, so I started then, and now I don't know, it's kind of like a journey for me, but we were reading what's his name? Rick Joyner's book, Purpose Driven Life.
Okay, yes.
And as I was reading that, I was learning the gifts that God had given me. This was like around 2003. So shortly after that, that's when I started doing I had a passion for like small businesses, and I had joined with this woman that started a Christian bookstore, and I used to do marketing and promotions for her. And then there was a lady that was a reverend that sometimes I would go to her with churches and do her books table for her. Yeah. So
okay.
I had moved to Atlanta with it, and I had worked for a woman that owned a dance studio, and yeah, and then she had like a summer camp, like a dance intensive summer camp, and then those kids I was able to get them in a fashion show, a back to school fashion show in Macy's in Atlanta.
So again, you are just super busy. So out of the many things that you do, can you tell us what you are most passionate about?
I'm most passionate about the independent music artists, the underground hip hop artists. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Hip hop is like a really big part of me. I mean, all of us. I'm certain. Growing up with the Sparks and them playing the music, it was so. I don't know. It was just something so great to me growing up hearing, and now being in a space where it's like someone's music I admired. I'm actually in the room with them,
Right.
Yeah, just having a regular conversation. It's very like, wow, it's just people that were passionate about what they were doing and made something of it,
So you like the old school hip hop?
Yeah, that's
me too.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too. I prefer that. Okay. Yeah. Well, Miss Royal, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us and share with us all of the things that you have going on. Could you please let our viewers know where and how they can get in contact with you?
Okay, I'm on Instagram. You can't see it here. You can't see that, right? Because it's bad lighting. But on AL period hustler HUSTLER period company COMPANY.
Okay, and we'll have that information at the end of the podcast. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Ladies, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I love my Royal representatives and our co-host, Ms. Royal. This has been a wonderful show. We want to have our conclusion, let everyone to know that we want you to have a blessed and prosperous holiday. Please be safe. And please always remember to be the queens that God created you to be. We will see you next time. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.